Welcome to lecture number 33 of the series Unreal Engine 5.1 for Archviz, and in this lecture we'll download a complete scene from cgtrader.com and then we'll use the objects from that scene in this bathroom. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the scene that we'll download for our bathroom. Let's download the RAR file. Let's extract this file. Let's open this 3ds Max file. Now, if you don't use 3ds Max, what you can do is you can go back in CG Trader and download another model or another scene. Or what you can also do is you can download and install 3ds Max and open this Max file. Because we're not going to be spending a lot of time in 3ds Max, we'll just export our scene in Datasmith, and that's all we're going to do in 3ds Max. Okay, let's continue. I'll convert this scene. Let's maximize this viewport. Okay, yes, I'll press Ctrl A on my keyboard, and by using Datasmith option I'll export these objects. Let's rename this as bathroom. Let's go back in Unreal. I'll go into my 3D models folder and let's create a new folder. I'll rename this as bathroom. Okay, and let's import that Datasmith file. Yes, first let me select these objects and let's move them to a different folder. I'll rename this as 9. Okay, let me delete these actors. Now I'll select all of these objects. Let me increase my camera speed. Let's move them on y-axis. Let's delete this plane. Now I'll select all of these. Let's move them on y-axis. Yeah. Let's move these objects to a different folder. I'll rename this as bathroom. Okay. Let's hide these walls. I'll bring down my camera speed and let's select these objects. I'll move them on x-axis and let's bring them into our bathroom. Okay. Yes. I'll rotate them on z-axis. Let's move them on y. Yeah. Pull them up on z. And let's go into the modeling mode to set the origin point at the bottom. Okay. Yeah. Now I'll press Alt End on my keyboard to snap these objects at the bottom surface. And let's move these objects on x-axis. Yeah. Yes. Now I'll select these objects. And let's bring them into our bathroom. Rotate them on Z-axis by 180. And let's move them on X-axis. Yeah, okay. Let me bring them down on Z-axis. Yes. Let's now select these objects. Yeah. Let's bring them into our bathroom. Yes. Yeah. Let me increase the exposure. Yeah. Okay, so let's now start adding materials. I'll search for this material in my content browser. Let's create a copy and let's apply this material on this shelf. Yeah. Let's tweak the tile size. Let's bring this down to maybe 0.1 or maybe 0.001. Yeah, I think this one looks okay. Yes. Let's apply the same material on this one. Let's create a copy. And I'll apply this material on this object. Let's tweak the tile size. I'll apply the same material on these objects. Yes. Let's open Megascans library to find a material for this basin. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna use this texture. I'll add this into my project. And don't forget to save everything. Okay, let's apply this texture on this basin. Yeah. Let me decrease the roughness. Let's put it down to 0.4. Yes. I'll increase my normal strength to maybe like, I think fun is fine. Yeah. Let's adjust the contrast. Yes. Now let's search for this silver material. Okay. And I'll press Ctrl D on my keyboard to create a copy. And I'll rename this as bathroom. Let me bring down my camera speed. And let's add this material on this object. Similarly, I'll select this one. And I'll add this material on this object. And for this one as well. And on this one as well. Okay. Let's now search for this material. Let's create a copy. And I'll rename this as bathroom underscore objects. And I'll apply this material on these objects. Yeah. Okay. And now for these objects, let's search for this material in content browser. This one. Okay. Okay. Let's create a copy. And let's apply this material on these objects. Let me adjust the rotation angle. Let's set this to 0. Okay. Let's open this material and let's adjust the brightness and contrast. Yeah. Let's decrease the contrast. Let's search for this material. And I'll apply the same material on this object. Yeah. Let's now open Megascans library and I'll look for a material for these towels. Okay, I'll open fabric texture and I'm gonna use this texture. Okay, I think I have this in medium quality. Yeah, I'll add this into my project and let's apply this material instance on these objects. Okay, let's create a copy. Let's apply this material instance on these objects. Okay, let's adjust the contrast. Yeah, I think somewhere around 0.4 is fine. Yes, I'll copy this contrast value and I'll place the same value in here as well. Let's search for this window material and let's apply this material on this mirror frame. Let's create a copy and now let's apply this material on this frame. Let me decrease the roughness to 0.2 and let's now increase the contrast. Yeah, okay. Let's search for this texture and I'll apply the same texture in here. Let's create a copy. Adjust the rotation angle. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yes. Okay, so I've applied the materials to all of our objects. Let's now create a material for this mirror. Okay, let's search for this material and I'll create a copy. I'll rename this as mirror. Let's apply this material on this object. And I'll decrease my roughness to 0. Okay. Yes. Now we've applied this mirror material on this object, but I can see a lot of flickering and a lot of artifacts on this mirror. The solution for this problem is path tracing. Okay. So let's view our scene in path tracing. And as you can see that we don't have any sort of artifacts on flickering in path tracing. Okay. Yes. Let me increase my roughness for this material. Okay. I think 0.5 should be okay. Yeah. So yes, I think that's it for this lecture. And in the next lecture, we'll download free models from cgtrader.com. And then we'll use those models for this bedroom, just like we did for kitchen and bathroom. Okay. So yes, I'll see you guys in the next one.